Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cadet Student Network broadcast of CBC basketball. It's sectional time. The CBC Cadets are the Class 5 District 6 champions, and they'll take on the Class 5 District 5 champion Lafayette Lancers here this evening, live from St. Charles West High School. The Lafayette Lancers got here. Their record is 16-12. They knocked off Eureka last Tuesday, 57-51, and then they knocked off Francis Howell, the number 1 seed, to get here, 58-55, back on March 3rd, last Friday night. For the Cadets, CBC knocked off Kirkwood in convincing fashion last Tuesday, and then dispatched of DeSmet on Thursday of last week, 54-38. The Cadets come in with a record of 19-9, 5-3 in the conference. And the players to watch for the Cadets, as usual, Cale Catchings. Look out for Cale Catchings, number 24, on the year. Catchings averaging 16.6 points per game and 6 rebounds a game. He is the go-to player for CBC. But what the Cadets bring is a constant flow of athleticism. Players like Caleb and Jai Love, Josh Nunn, Will Shumpert, Ari Jackson, Josh Wallace, they just keep bringing athletes at you. And so what they lack in the dominant scoring category from other players other than Cale Catchings, they make up for with athletic guard-forward hybrids that come in and wear you down, especially on defense. For Lafayette, keep an eye out because the Lancers were finished tied for second in the Suburban West Conference. 7-2 record in a conference that featured Parkway South and Lindbergh. They were 7-2, 16-12 overall. And look out for the Lancers. They have Adam Flynn averaging 15.3 points per game and 4.4 rebounds. Also keep an eye out for Corey Brubaker, number 22, 10.1 per game, 4.1 rebounds. So Lafayette and CBC getting ready to tip off here from St. Charles West High School. We're going to turn it over to public address for tonight's starting lineups.
The Lafayette Lancers. The Cadets have a record of 19-9, and our guests on the scoreboard, the Lancers are 16-11. The winner of this game will advance to the state quarterfinals at Linwood University Saturday at 1 o'clock against the winner of the Battle Webster Groves team. Now please rise and gentlemen, remove your hats for our national anthem. Now let's meet the starting lineups. First Division Cadets. A 6'4" sophomore, number 40, Josh Wallace. Jr., number 3, Jai Love. 6'5" junior, number 24, Cale Catchings. 6'2" senior, number 4, Sam Moore. And 5'10", 5'10" senior, number 3, Steve Billington. 6'2" senior, number 22, Corey Brubaker. 6' senior, number 23, Adam Flynn. And 6'1" senior, number 24, Jesse Messer. The Lancers are coached by Matt Langmuir and Corey Choate. Our officials for tonight are Bill Monroe, Steve Sullivan, and Greg Collins.
Basketball here live from St. Charles West High School. We are live, St. Charles West High School in the bowl. One of the unique settings here in the Missouri State High School basketball courts here in the St. Louis area. It's sunken down. It's like a bowl. It holds the noise very, very well. A really, really good venue to watch basketball here at St. Charles West. And we're ready to tip. Here we go. Catchings wins it. CBC starts with Jai Love, Sam Orff, Josh Nunn, Cale Catchings, and Josh Wallace. For Lafayette, Steve Pennington, Corey Brubaker, Adam Flynn, Jake Messer, and Chris Harstick. This is Jai Love handing it off to Orff at the right wing. Orff down low to Catchings. Catchings back to Josh Nunn, back to Catchings. Catchings from the right wing now dribbles into the paint with the right hand. He gets the floater to go. Cale Catchings puts CBC on top. The Cadets wearing their road purple uniforms with the white and Vegas gold trim. The Lafayette Lancers in their white home with the black and gold trim. This is Adam Flynn, the team's leading scorer, hands it to Steve Pennington. My name's Randy Molman, bringing you all the action here tonight from St. Charles West High School. Sectional action. The winner will take on the winner of Webster, Groves, and Battle. Sam Orff with the steal, and he brings it into the front court for CBC. Webster Groves nationally ranked this year. Last I checked, they were in the top 25 in the country. They are 23-2, and they'll take on the winner. Well, they have to beat Battle tonight. They take on Battle. If they win that game, they'll take on the winner of this game. This is Orff from the right wing to Josh Nunn. Top of the key, gets it to Catchings, backs it out. Now from the left to elbow, Cale Catchings in and out, no good. Love comes in and grabs the rebound. Gets it back to Wallace. This is Catchings resetting it for CBC. Cadets lead 2-0, 6:20 and counting first quarter. Orff, step back three is short. Air ball, and it'll be Lafayette basketball. The Lancers came in with a record of 16-12, 7-2 in the Suburban West. They upset Francis Howell last week to take the Class 5, District 5 title. Into the front court is Adam Flynn. Flynn to Pennington. There's a three from the top. Corey Brubaker drills the three, and Brubaker, the senior forward, puts Lafayette on the board. Brubaker came in averaging 10.1 per game. He's the second leading scorer for the Lancers. Orff to Wallace. Wallace hands it to Josh Nunn. This is a right wing three from Catchings. That goes off the left side of the rim, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Lafayette basketball. The Lancers have won 7 of their last 8 to get to this point. They are hot, and so is CBC. They've won 8 of 9. Both teams riding a significant winning streak to this point in the season. CBC's lone loss came at St. Louis U High during that 9-game stretch. Down on the baseline, it's now passed back to Brubaker, goes off his hands, goes out of bounds. It'll be CBC ball. Both teams kind of feeling each other out here in the early going. Lafayette's lone loss in their last 8 games came at home against Lindbergh. This is Jai Love now for CBC. A slow start here offensively for both teams. Catchings misses the pass. It goes out of bounds. He tripped. He wanted a foul call on Brubaker, didn't get it. Adam Flynn will inbound for Lafayette. 3-2 Lancers. A very similar start to the game last week between CBC and DeSmet. The CBC student section now filing in They will undoubtedly catch some of this game and then head downtown to Scott Trade Center to watch CBC and St. Louis U High. There's a good drive for Adam Flynn right down the lane. He lays it up and in, 5-2 Lancers. CBC and St. Louis U High playing for the Mid-States Hockey Championship tonight. Here's a 3-ball from the right wing, is a little strong. Orff grabs the rebound. He kicks it back to Nunn. Nunn passes up the shot, now pulls it back out. Josh Nunn with the right hand, dribbles with the left hand, hands it off to Orff. Orff at the left elbow will pull it back out and reset things for the Cadets. Coach Tatum motioning in some plays from the bench. Both teams feeling each other out here in the early going. 5-2 Lafayette, approaching 4 minutes to go first quarter. This is Catchings now down on the block. Dribbles with the left hand, spin move, back out along the baseline underneath, back to Wallace, and he gets it to fall. Great pass from Jai Love. 5-4. Little full court press here for CBC. They've started out putting some pressure on Lafayette. CBC playing a man-to-man defense. There's a pass to the right wing. Pulled out for the 3, and it's good. Jake Messer stopped to look at it after he made that, and he drills the 3. 8-4, Lafayette leads. Lafayette playing a matchup zone. This is Orff dribbling between the legs, kicks it to Wallace. Wallace at the left elbow, he walked, and it'll be Lafayette's ball underneath the basket. 3:08 to play, first quarter. Checking in for the Cadets, looking for a little spark here. Will Schumpert and number 2, Caleb Love. 8-4, Lafayette leads. They've hit 2 3-balls, one by Corey Brubaker and one by Jake Messer. This is Adam Flynn. Bringing it into the front court. Adam Flynn, the senior guard, gets it to number 42. That's Trey Griffey. Griffey to Boyd. Back to Messer, who drills another 3. Jake Messer with 2 threes in the first quarter, and Lafayette opens up a 7-point lead with 2:46 to go here in the first quarter. We talked about it earlier, the CBC Cadets and the Lafayette Lancers both riding a hot streak here coming into this game. CBC's won 8 of 9 to get to this point. The Cadets have knocked off Springfield Parkview, Chaminade, Miller Career, DeSmet Vianney, Althoff, Kirkwood, DeSmet again, and Lafayette. Now they play Lafayette tonight. Those were some big names in there that CBC knocked off during their hot streak. And how about Lafayette knocking off Francis Howell, who only had 5 losses this year. They beat Eureka 3 times, and they've won 7 of 8 on their way to this game. And Lafayette has opened an early lead here in the first quarter, 11-4 the score. This is Catchings now in the paint. Off the glass, no good. Ripped down by Schumpert. He's been doing it all year. Will Schumpert with the offensive rebound and putback, and that has been his strong suit all season long. Into the front court is Flynn now. Flynn down the lane. He's fouled. No, they call a travel. He took a step while the ball was in the air. Checking in for CBC now, number 22, Darius Dorsey. Dorsey checking in for Jai Love. Sam Orff gets the inbound, and he'll walk it up for the Cadets. The CBC student section now getting up. They're going to make some noise here and get CBC going. Catchings to Dorsey. Dorsey back to Love to Schumpert. Will Schumpert, number 13, the sophomore, hands it off right in front of the three-point line. Cale Catchings from about 18.5. It is now 11-8, 4-0 run for the Cadets. They've cut the lead to 3, under 2 to play first quarter. Here's Adam Flynn. Flynn dribbles with the left hand, guarded by Dorsey. Cross court to Messer. Messer changes the offense for Lafayette, hands it to Flynn. Flynn dribbles with the left hand to the elbow. He's guarded, kicks it to the corner. Now back to Messer. Messer's hit 2 threes here in the quarter. Now from the right wing, this is Brubaker, and he traveled. Corey Brubaker called for the walk. And CBC gets another turnover, and they're down 3 with 1:27 to play first quarter. Caleb Love to Sam Orff. Orff to Shumpert. Shumpert now to Love. Love back to Catchings. Drives into the lane. Cale Catchings with the fall away. 6 points for Catchings. It's a 1-point game. Flynn takes the ball into the front court, guarded by Dorsey. Hands it off to number 22, Brubaker. Brubaker to Griffey. This is the 6'7" Trey Griffey. Hands it off to Brendan Boyd. Boyd back to Messer. Messer from the right wing, guarded by Will Shumpert. I like that matchup. Love pokes the ball away, but it's grabbed by Flynn. He dribbles behind the back, and Caleb Love's going to get called with the foul. First foul of the game called on CBC. First foul called at all in this one. Chris Harstick returns for Lafayette. He checks in for Griffey. 43.2 remaining, first quarter. Ball is stolen by CBC. Here comes Caleb Love the other way, all the way to the glass, up and in. Caleb Love. CBC takes the lead on an 8-0 run. Boyd tries to get into the front court, and that's an offensive foul for sure. Brendan Boyd put the forearm in Cale Catchings' chest, and Cale Catchings did the rest. That's an offensive foul on Boyd. That'll be an offensive foul every time. With 25.6 remaining, Davis Oftenbrink checks in, and there's no secret as to why he's in the game. Lawrence Brazil dribbles into the front court. If they can work a three-point opportunity for Oftenbrink, that's what they'd like to do here. Love to Shumpert. Shumpert hands it off to Brazil. Brazil dribbles with the left hand. Back to Shumpert to the glass. No-look pass. What a play. 10-0 run for the Cadets to close the quarter. A slow start turned into a hot finish for CBC. 6 points for Cale Catchings, 4 for Shumpert. Caleb Love with 2, Josh Wallace with 2, and a 10-0 run for CBC, and it's 14-11. The CBC Cadets here in sectionals. They won their district championship last Thursday. Lafayette won it on Friday. The winner will play at Lindenwood University on Saturday, 1 p.m. against the winner of Webster Groves and Battle. The Lafayette cheerleaders doing some good work out there right now at center court, getting their crowd fired up. As we head to the second quarter. Patrick Walsh joins me in the broadcast booth, the Tim Kylo broadcast
booth. The Tim Kylo broadcast booth. That's right, Randy. Great to be with you. What a day here at CBC.
CBC sectionals right here. Right after this, you're going to buzz downtown to the Scott Trade Center and watch Mid-States Championship, right?
That's
CBC,
right.
St. Louis U High.
It's an annual tradition here at CBC. We head down to Scott Trade every March for the Mid-States final. Couldn't be more excited for hockey to take on SLU tonight. Classic matchup there, and a nice pregame warm-up here with basketball playing in the sectionals. I'm sorry I missed the first quarter. I was making sure that our buses full of students got to the student section and situated. They're here now, and it looks like the team's turned around their play since their arrival.
Did you run them through their practice cheers before they got into
No, all I did was make sure that they sat in the right section, and I told them to get loud.
There you go. There's a good steal for CBC. They close the first quarter on a 10-0 run, and Lawrence Brazil brings it into the front court, hands it to Shumpert. Shumpert to Love. This is Jai Love, number 3. Looking to pass, now pulls it out. Little matchup zone for Lafayette on defense. This is Love, kicks it over to Brazil from the left wing, and that's long. Davion Bradford, the freshman, runs it down on the long rebound and keeps it in play for the Cadets.
It's great to see our young post players coming up big with rebounds. Both Davion and Will Shumpert played well at the end of that first quarter.
Down low to Davion Bradford. It's stripped. Here's Messer the other way. Check that. That's Pennington into the front court to Boyd. Boyd dribbles into the paint. He walked. No! They're going to call a foul before the travel on CBC. See who they got here. Looks like number 30, Ari Jackson, gets called with his first. No, check that.
I believe
That's
it was Shumpert.
Lawrence Brazil.
Oh, all right.
Brazil gets called with the foul. Deep three from Pennington, and that's long. Grabbed by Love, and here comes CBC into the front court. Brazil getting a lot of time here in this sectional game. He didn't play a minute against DeSmet last week. Brazil dribbles into the paint, now pulls it back out. Hands it to Love. Love guarded by Flynn. Oh, with the crossover.
Wow.
Jai Love left Adam Flynn in the dust and drained it. 16-11 Cadets. That's now a 12-0 run.
Jai Love having a great junior season, and that shimmy shake and knockdown jumper was as good as we've seen all year.
CBC now. A 12-0 run here versus Lafayette. Brubaker looking to inbound, he does. Gets it to Griffey, back to Brubaker. Brubaker to Flynn. Flynn having a great senior season for Lafayette, averaging 15.1 per game. Down low to Brubaker. Brubaker looking underneath, back to Flynn. Flynn buries it, and it's 16-13. The 14-0 run is now over. Lafayette stops the bleeding. Sam Orff dribbles into the front court for the Cadets. The winner of this one, as we've said, will take on the winner of Webster Grove's battle on Saturday at Lindenwood. Love misses, but Davion Bradford puts back no good, and he'll get called for the over-the-top foul on the second offensive rebound. I'm a little surprised he didn't get called on the first offensive rebound.
Yeah, the first one, I think his being 6'8", bought him a little grace period, but they couldn't let it happen twice. Got called for the second one. The young freshman, we've seen a lot of growth from him throughout the season. It's going to be exciting to watch him for the next 3 years.
Here's Lafayette now into the front court. This is Boyd. Boyd looking to dribble for Lafayette. Now hands it off to Pennington. Pennington from the left wing, dribbles to the top of the key, hands it to Flynn. Flynn kicks it to the corner. That's Brubaker for three. It's long. And the rebound grabbed by Catchings. Orff to Love quickly into the front court. Back to Orff. He'll slow it down and get it to Catchings. Both teams play very good defense this year. CBC has averaged 56 points a game on defense. Lafayette only giving up 54 per game for the season. This is Nunn with the fall away three. Josh Nunn, some style points on that one, Patrick.
Absolutely. A little kick out on that leg. Josh Nunn, the senior, has been a heck of a shooter for the Cadets this year. And to your point, Randy, on defense, I feel like that late first quarter run was fueled by the Cadets' intensity on defense.
It often is, especially the way the Cadets play defense. They're so athletic, and they just keep churning. They keep bringing in athletes.
That's right. They switch a lot of picks, and they play with intensity every day.
Josh Nunn brings it into the front court. Adam Flynn with the nice bucket there for Lafayette. Here's Catchings now down on the right block. He gets the floater up. It's short. Griffey grabs the rebound, pulls it down. The 6'7" senior hands it off. Check that. He's a sophomore. Trey Griffey, a 6'6" sophomore. Getting a lot of minutes here early for Lafayette. Flynn walked, dragged that left foot. Tried to do a little too much.
Tell you what, down on our offensive end, they're not doubling up on Cale Catchings when he's down on that block. Cale didn't hit that last shot, but I'll take that matchup all day. I'll take our chances if Cale's getting good looks down on the block.
I was talking to Greg Upton from STL High School Sports before the game. He hadn't seen CBC play this year, and I told him everything flows through Cale, but man, what you'll notice is CBC runs athlete after athlete at you, and so they're never tired.
That's
they're
right.
Always playing
Yes.
suffocating defense, and that's what you'll notice about this Cadet team. Here's Nunn. He's short on the three ball. Flynn grabs the rebound.
Coach Tatum will rotate 10 or 11 deep. He's always got another guy coming at you.
Pennington for three from the corner. Sam Orr flies in to grab the rebound, and here come the Cadets the other way. 19-15, CBC leads. Orff down the lane. It's swatted. Flynn and Messer both in on it. I'm not sure who actually got the ball, but one of them did. Here's Lafayette now. Brubaker to Pennington, down low to Flynn. Nice play. Good set play for Adam Flynn down the lane on the give and go, and it's 19-17 Cadets lead.
Very strong offensive set from Lafayette right there. These guys are not afraid to shoot. They'll chuck from anywhere.
Lafayette has won 7 of 8, as I've mentioned, to get to this point in the season. You look at the record and say 16-12, but there's some things to like. 7-2 in conference play, 7 of 8 down the stretch. CBC on a similar hot streak, 8 of their last 9. So 2 teams really hot tonight, battling it out today. This is Orff now down to Love on the baseline, and good defense from Flynn, and forced an ill-advised pass that's pulled down by Messer. So he gets credited with the steal. Flynn back to Messer. 2:49 and counting, second quarter. 19-17, Cadets lead. There's an offensive foul called on number 44, Chris Harstick, away from the ball. Looks like an illegal screen.
A lot of off-ball movement and motion for Lafayette. Leads to some of those offensive foul calls. It's been a high-intensity first quarter here, scoring in spurts. But to your point, Randy, good defense on both ends, and a relatively low-scoring game right now.
Here's Brazil bringing it into the front court for CBC. 19-17, 2:35 and counting. Often Brink for 3, and it's a little short. Good rebound. Wallace grabbed it away from Harstick. CBC keeps control of the ball now. Brazil working on Pennington. Pops, no good. Ball bounces free. Brubaker runs it down for Lafayette. Double teamed, and a foul called. Looks like that may go against Wallace.
You said it earlier, Randy. Brazil is logging a lot of minutes here in the first half. Coach Tatum must have seen something on tape that he liked in terms of matchups, or perhaps it's number 0's performance in practice that has earned him these minutes at this important point of the season.
Second foul called on Brazil. Got called with that one. Flynn brings it up, gets it down low to Harstick on the high post. Harstick looking, now gets it back to Flynn. Flynn with the left hand down the lane, tries to shoot with the right. Scoop shot comes up short. CBC grabs the rebound. Here comes Caleb Love quickly the other way. Often Brink for 3, and it's short. Pulled down by Brazil. He swatted. Caleb Love with the foul, no good. Another offensive rebound, and Catchings will go to the line. CBC working hard under the glass tonight.
Heck of a battle down there on the offensive glass. Great work, Brian, guys. It'd be nice. Davis often Brink. Holy cow, a couple open threes, and he's a guy who will knock those down. We'd be excited to see him get going here. Nice to see Cale at the line.
Cale Catchings at the free throw line. First shot is good. The first free throws for either team tonight. Dorsey returns. Jai Love returns. Brazil and Often Brink will take a seat. Catchings' next free throw is on its way. He's 2 for 2 from the line. 8 points here so far tonight. 21-17 CBC. They were down 11-4 at one point. Brubaker, pass too long. Wallace almost had it. Brubaker ran it down. He gets it to Pennington. Pennington to Flynn, and he misses. Rebound pulled down by Harstick. Tries to get it back out. Stolen by Dorsey. Here comes Dorsey the other way. He pulls up, gets it to Catchings. Catchings to Jai Love. They're going to leave him open. He's going to take the 3. It's short. Gets his own rebound off the glass. No good. He'll go to the line, though. Jai Love. And right now, CBC's winning on the offensive boards.
They are, absolutely. A game, high-intensity game. As we've mentioned, a lot of guys coming in off the bench, so plenty of energy for the Cadets. Would love to see a few more shots go down, but when we miss those shots, we'll take the offensive rebounds. We'll get to the free throw line if we need to. We'll hit those putbacks if we need to. Right now, the Cadets are up 5, and we'll take that here with 1:17 left in the second quarter.
Mike West will check in. Schumpert returns as well. And again, we've said it over and over all season long. What CBC may lack in the premier scorer, they do not lack in the athleticism and suffocating defense of these athletes that they just keep running out one after the other.
That's right.
That's what wears teams down.
I'm looking at the Cadet bench right now. There's 7 guys sitting down who have been in this game in less than 2 quarters of basketball.
And there's 5 on the floor.
That's right. That means 12 Cadets have been on the floor. Sam Orff, a senior, a key player on this team, has logged a lot of minutes on the bench, so he's going to have fresh legs in the second half as Lafayette pulls a little closer.
Boyd hit that 3 from the right wing, and now CBC will try to answer. Schumpert from the left wing hands it to Caleb Love. Love down the lane with the right hand, and it falls. Caleb Love. Soft shot there, got it to fall.
Great touch by the freshman.
This is Messer into the front court. He had 2 big threes in the first quarter for Lafayette. He's been silent since. This is Flynn. Under 30 to play, second quarter. Lafayette may be playing for the final shot. 24-20 the score. CBC leads as we approach halftime. Boyd pulled up, hands it to Pennington. So far, we've seen multiple Lafayette players fire up threes. They like to shoot the 3 ball. Flynn hands it to Messer from the corner. That ball off the rim, no good. And Brubaker pulled the offensive glass in between 2 CBC cadets. He gets fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. No, he won't. They'll inbound it. It was not a shooting foul.
Love those offensive boards when they go our way, but when it happens on our defensive end, Coach Tatum, there's few things he likes less. He hates unforced errors, turnovers, but offensive rebounds for the other team will really get under his craw.
Pennington at the buzzer, hits the 3. That'll end the first half. Steve Pennington left open on the right wing, and he drills it to pull Lafayette within 1, and we've got an exciting finish ahead of you here in the second half between CBC and Lafayette here in sectional play. Once again, the winner will play the winner of Webster Groves and Battle at Lindenwood at 1 o'clock on Saturday. An exciting first half, Patrick.
Heck of a first half, up and down. If we can hit a few more shots, and as we were saying, 12 cadets have seen floor time here in the first half. I believe only 7 Lafayette Lancers. So if we can keep up that high energy, that pressing on the defensive end, full 94-foot basketball, I'm confident the cadets will be able to pull it out.
Cale Catchings leads the way with 8 points for CBC. They went on a nice run there, but Lafayette has closed it within 1 at the end of the first half from St. Charles West High School. In the Tim Kylo broadcast booth on the Cadet Student Network, you're watching CBC basketball. Welcome back to St. Charles West High School. It's time for the second half between CBC and Lafayette in sectional play, Missouri State High School playoffs. My name is Randy Molman. Patrick Walsh is with me for a few more minutes before he heads down to watch some championship hockey.
Randy Molman, in a perfect world, these games would have been spaced out a little bit better so that I could watch all of both of them.
You don't have any pull? You
you know what?
I say, hey, listen.
Look, brother, I can only do so much. I'm just happy, and I feel blessed that our school is able to compete at such a high level in both sports. We're excited about today. Let's keep the momentum on here. I think keys to the second half for the Cadets. Keep up this momentum. Keep running through 10, 11, 12 different. Keep the energy up. Let's see if Lafayette can hang for 4 full quarters on a short bench. And let's get this win, and let's get downtown and bring home another hockey championship.
As you heard, CBC will take on St. Louis U High tonight. 8 p.m. is face-off, correct?
That's what they're telling us.
When the puck drops?
There's a game before us, though, so sometimes it starts a little late. We'll be shown live on Fox Sports Midwest for those who prefer the internet. We've got Cale Catchings bring the ball up. Let's see what happens here. FoxSportsGo.com with the Fox Sports Midwest subscription.
Nice. Cale Catchings from the paint gets it to fall. That's how he started the game. And he starts the second half the same way.
That's right. You know what? Take that until they take it away. I think that's a shot that Lafayette's willing to give up right now, and I think we should just run it through Cale until they make us go somewhere else.
Backdoor cut. Brubaker went for the dunk, and he didn't get it. Great defense there from CBC. I missed who was defending him.
Sam Orff went up with him. The senior went up big.
Great defense there. This is Catchings. He misses the 3. Flynn grabs the rebound, and the second half starts with a much quicker pace than the first half started.
A lot of shots here, yes.
26-23 the score. CBC leads. The winner will take on the Webster Groves battle winner. Flynn misses the 3. Rebound long there by Harstick, and he tried to put it back, and he couldn't get it to fall. Orff grabs the rebound, and here comes CBC the other way. Orff, stutter step, kicks it out to Nunn. Nunn to Catchings. Catchings now to the corner for Orff. Orff hands it back to Wallace. They slow it down a little bit now and get things set. Down low to Catchings in the block. Back to Nunn with the quick pass. Now back to Catchings. They leave him open, and he drills the 3 from the left corner. Lafayette calls a timeout right away. Cale Catchings with 5 points to start the second half.
Quick timeout from the Lancers, and you're right, Randy. When we can get Cale Catchings off and running, when that junior gets hot, the Cadets are hard to beat. Couldn't like to start to the second half more. And while we have a second here, let me get a plug in for my favorite Cadet Student Network advertiser. My insurance guy is Tim Kylo. He should be your insurance guy too. About a year and a half ago, my family and I switched our insurance, home insurance, auto insurance, life insurance to Tim Kylo.
And you saved $1 million.
Well, now you're killing my big exclamation point there. But $1,100 a year
is a huge amount.
I tell you what,
Absolutely.
I'm in education. That might as well be $1 million to me.
$1,100 is a family trip.
That's right.
Honestly,
it is.
I mean, that's a really nice family trip right there.
We couldn't.
That's huge.
We couldn't be more appreciative of Tim and all the work that his folks at State Farm do for us. Tim Kylo, TimKylo.com, 842-4442. Give him a call. He'll take care of you.
And we're here in the Tim Kylo broadcast booth on the road here at St. Charles West. They're going to call a foul on CBC there. It was called on number 3, Jai Love. That's his first.
They're saying he got him on the wrist. From my point of view here, Randy, it looked like all ball. I would have preferred a jump ball call there, but we can only ask for so much.
Inbound to Brubaker. Here's Lafayette now. They trail by 6. A 6-0 run to start the half. Check that 5-0 run to start the half for CBC. Brubaker behind the back dribble. Down the lane, kicks it out to Messer. Messer hands it to Flynn. Flynn drives into traffic. He's fouled. And Flynn, they'll inbound it. No shooting foul there. The referees are calling a few more fouls here to start the second half. The block foul was called on number 13, Will Schumpert. That's his second personal. This is now into the front court, all the way down the lane. Sam Orff. CBC turns it around quickly. 31-23 now. That ball is tipped by Catchings and grabbed by Schumpert, and another turnover. The Cadets bring it into the front court. This is Jai Love down on the block to Schumpert. Schumpert trying to back his man down to Catchings, who fires up another 3. It's long, And the rebound is pulled down by Brubaker. Love hits the ground hard, but he gets right back up. Orff hits the three. I hope Jai Love is okay. He really came down hard on his back. Orff with the steal, but he stepped out of bounds. Sam Orff making his presence felt here in the last 30 seconds. A layup, then he hits a three, and then he gets the steal, but he did step out of bounds. Love will take a seat. I hope he's okay. He had a big smile on his face. Doesn't look like he was hurt too badly, but man, he came down hard on his back fighting for a rebound. Into the front court now is Adam Flynn. Flynn hands it to Brubaker. Brubaker now to Harstick. Harstick, right wing, over to Pennington. Pennington to Messer. Messer from the right side hands it off to Adam Flynn. Flynn now dribbles at the top of the key with his right hand, guarded by Catchings. Flynn down the lane with the right hand scoop, no good, and Love grabs the rebound for CBC. Sam Orff now into the front court. Pulls it back out, hands it to Nunn. Nunn quickly to Love, to the left corner to Catchings. Down on the block. Will Shumpert the reverse. Off the glass and good. Will Shumpert has been money down low here tonight. 36-23, a 13-point CBC lead and a 12-0 start to the half. Messer ends the bleeding with a three from the right wing. That's his third three of the night. This is now Caleb Love answering. He buries the three. 39-26 Cadets. 4:25 to play, third quarter. How about CBC here? Lafayette has scored 3 points here in this third quarter. CBC has scored 15. It's a 15-3 start to the third quarter, and CBC comes out hot. Cale Catchings now with 13 points to pace the Cadets. Sam Orff with 5 second-half points. CBC's roster, everyone has been on the floor with the exception of Jackson Andrews, Nick Cybers, and Ari Jackson. Everyone else has played minutes here tonight for the Cadets. 4:25 to play the third quarter. Lafayette will inbound after the timeout. A 15-3 start to this second half here, Patrick Walsh.
You know, Randy, I stepped away to take a phone call. We're having a few press issues down at Scott Trade Center, and the Cadets are doing pretty well without me. Another turnover there.
Someone else call Patrick real quick.
Yeah. Well, if lucky for our basketball program, I'm going to have to take off here before too long. But it's been fun jumping on the mic here with you, and go Cadets.
Go Cadets, and go Cadets tonight.
That's right.
The state championship game, CBC and St. Louis U High. The puck drops somewhere around 8 p.m. That's the scheduled start time on Fox Sports Midwest. Caleb Love with the floater. He's been big in the second half. That's 5 second-half points for Love. 41-26 now for CBC. Wallace will get called with the foul. He hit him on the wrist. That'll be his first. Third team foul called on CBC here in the third.
That CBC press can earn us a lot of points in a hurry. I'm guessing that's some of what happened while I was stepping away there. Is that right, Randy?
Yes, a few turnovers and CBC hitting their shots. Love with a three, Orff with a three. You saw the Catchings three before you stepped away.
I did.
And so now CBC, with the shots that they were following up with offensive rebounds in the first half, now they're falling here in the second half.
Beautiful. We'll take a whole lot more of that.
Absolutely. Messer inbounds to Boyd, who checked into the game for the Lancers. He hands it to Flynn. Flynn will dribble into the front court for Lafayette. Messer, deep three from the right wing is short. Wallace rips the rebound down for CBC. Here comes Orff now. Orff has scored 5 third-quarter points. He's going to pull up for another three, and he missed that one off to the right a little bit. Flynn runs it down into the front court. Careless pass. Orff to Love to Wallace behind the back with some style.
The freshman getting his groove back here a little bit for 2 or 3 weeks. Caleb Love been playing hard, but been a little bit off his game. That pass shows you he's got all of his confidence back, and that's a great thing to see.
Messer, a deep three, won't fall. Catchings grabs it now, and here comes CBC. He's going to Get it back to Nunn. Nunn to the elbow. Love for three, and he hits another one. Caleb Love with 8 second-half points and an electric assist.
How much energy is that guy playing with right now? Caleb Love, the freshman, barely 15 years old, coming into his own here in the sectional playoffs.
It was 24-23 at halftime. And since CBC is on a 22-3 run to start this third quarter. That's how you win basketball games, Patrick.
I think so. I like where we're at. Anytime you can outscore somebody 22-3, you're going to have a pretty good shot.
I'll take it.
That's right.
So CBC leads now. Caleb Love now has 12 points. He had 4 at halftime. Sam Orff has scored 5 second-half points. And, of course, Cale Catchings also with 5 second-half points. CBC spreading the ball around. I was mentioning earlier before you came back, Patrick, on the entire CBC roster, only 3 guys have not seen the floor so far tonight.
Well, if all goes our way, those guys might get a little bit of time. So let's see if we can't keep the pressure on here and extend this lead before the fourth quarter starts.
That's Patrick Walsh. My name's Randy Molman. We're in the third quarter. CBC leads 46-26. We're live on the Cadet Student Network in the Tim Kylo broadcast booth, broadcasting from St. Charles West High School. This is a nice venue. I like that the floor's down low, almost like a bowl setting.
Yeah.
A little bit similar to Lindenwood, the way it's set up down
with
the low bowl.
That's right. We don't want to look too far ahead, but we hope to be at Lindenwood on Saturday afternoon. And this is a nice precursor to that venue.
This is Flynn now for Lafayette. CBC putting a little full court pressure on Flynn. He brings it into the front court, hands it off to Brubaker. Flynn has scored 8 points. He averages 15 a game. Messer has hit 3 threes tonight. He has 9. Flynn back to Messer. Messer dribbles now inside the three-point arc. Hands it to Boyd. Straightaway 3, no good. And that rebound's pulled down by Love. Quickly up to Catchings to Wallace. Josh Wallace has rocked the rim twice in the last minute.
The Cadets are seeing the floor so well now. Putting the pressure on defense. Assists, hitting their shots on offense.
Wallace is called for the blocking foul there. Brubaker will go to the free throw line. Oh, no. It's a foul called on Love. Jai Love got called before Wallace. So Brubaker goes to the free throw line now. This is the first free throw attempt of the night with 2:16 to play in the third quarter for Lafayette. First free throw is good.
It's got to be a product of all those outside shots that they settle for and are excited to take. Lafayette, you can tell they're a good outside shooting team. I bet they've lived and died with it a bit here throughout the season, but that doesn't lead to many free throws.
Brubaker misses the second, 1 of 2. 48-26, or 48-27 the score. Lawrence Brazil back in the game for the Cadets. It's Brazil, Love, Wallace, Schumpert, and Love. Wallace can't get it to fall, but he's fouled by Trey Griffey, number 42. So Wallace will go to the free throw line. That's Griffey's first. So to the free throw line for the Cadets now, Josh Wallace. The Cadets are 3 for 4 from the line here tonight. This will be Wallace's first. It's good. CBC struggled against DeSmet last week, shooting free throws until the second half. They got into a little bit of a groove, and that's carried over here tonight. That's second free throw, no good. Schumpert tried to grab the rebound, swatted it out of bounds. The Cadets tonight, 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Under 2 minutes to play, third quarter, now a 22-point lead for CBC, who led at halftime by 1. Brubaker into the front court. Lafayette has only scored 4 third quarter points. Griffey off the glass, too strong as Lawrence Brazil pulls down the rebound. He thought about it too much. Brazil gets the ball tipped away, and here comes Lafayette the other way. Pennington all by himself off the glass, and he gets it to go. 49-29, Cadets lead under 1:30 to play, third quarter. Jai Love dribbles into the front court for CBC. Wallace, Brazil, Schumpert, Caleb, and Jai Love both are all in the game. Wallace, they're going to let him shoot it. He's not going to take a shot that far away. Jai Love pulls it back out. He's guarded by Boyd. Gets by Boyd, drives down the lane, almost lost it. Bounce pass to the corner, and Caleb Love misses long. Jai Love flies in for the rebound, and Coach Tatum will now direct the offense here with only 50 seconds to play in the third quarter. Down low, Shumpert with the shoulder, gets it to fall. And one, Will Shumpert.
Will Shumpert has been a pleasant surprise to me. The folks who are a bit more in tune with our basketball program probably knew this was coming, but Will has been a heck of a player at the varsity level this year and has really been a presence down low for us.
The thing we've talked about all season long with Shumpert on the Cadet Student Network is his penchant for doing the dirty work. He gets down and dirty, gets offensive rebounds, putbacks. How about Dorsey knocking it down from the baseline? Darius Dorsey on the board.
Love to see that from Darius. Great offensive board right by Wallace. The Cadets are clicking on all cylinders.
But what we were saying about Shumpert is he gets down and dirty, grabs the offensive boards. A lot of his points are putbacks.
Yep, and so consistent. For a sophomore, for a young guy in the program, he's always doing the right thing.
The officials are starting to get a little more
they got to earn
the whistle.
Got to earn their paychecks, right?
Foul's called on Dorsey. That's his second. Nope, that's his first. Darius Dorsey's first foul. Lafayette will inbound. That's Messer for three. He drills it. That's his fourth three of the night. Jake Messer has 12.
Well, you can tell just with the bend in his knees when he shoots, his elevation, and the way he extends and releases the ball, that guy is a shooter. You were telling me his brother played at the collegiate level.
His brother played at SIUE, Michael Messer. And he also played at Lafayette.
Okay, yeah, you can tell there's basketball in that guy's veins.
Michael Messer is now working with, that ball's out of bounds at the end of the third quarter. Michael Messer now works on the Pure Sweat team with Drew Hanlon.
Oh, is that right?
That's right.
Oh, my. So those guys are making noise in the basketball.
They really are.
Not community, basketball world.
Drew Hanlon just signed a big deal with Adidas, and he's an NBA trainer, and
yep.
Michael Messer's on that team, and so like you said, you can tell by the way Jake shoots that he comes from good stock there.
Yeah, he's sound fundamentally, and you can tell he's a basketball player. It's the end of the third quarter here, Randy.
Yep.
Great lead by the Cadets. I've got to run, but before I do, I want to say thank you. That's a big part of my job here on the Cadet Student Network. Say thank you to Randy Gardner, Kyle Hunt, of course to you, Randy Molman, for being here. And as much as anything, want to thank our sponsors, Tim Kylo, TJ's Pizza, Mercy Healthcare, so many others who make the Cadet Student Network possible. We appreciate your support, and we're excited to keep the season going. Let's win this game, and let's get to Lindenwood on Saturday, see what happens next.
That's Patrick Walsh, Communications Director at CBC, and bring home a winner tonight, Patrick.
We will.
It is 53-32 as we head to the fourth quarter, a 21-point CBC lead. The score was 24-23 at halftime. A 29-9 third quarter barrage for the CBC Cadets. As they've opened this game up, we head to the fourth quarter now. Lafayette will inbound. Pennington, the 5'10" senior, will inbound for Lafayette. He gets it back to Flynn. Flynn, what a great senior year he's had. The 6-foot guard, averaging 15.1 a game. Flynn drives to the paint, kicks it across to Messer. Messer to Brubaker, back to Messer. Jake Messer has hit 4 3-point baskets here tonight. Hands it to Brubaker. Brubaker dribbles with the right hand, now back to the left hand. Hands it to Harstick. Harstick back to Messer on the give and go. No good. Blocked by Catchings. And here comes CBC the other way. Orf to Nunn. Josh Nunn into the front court for the Cadets. Cale Catchings. What a game he's had. Catchings, the 6'5" junior. Gives it to Orf. Back to Catchings on the back door. Catchings and Orf run the backdoor play phenomenally right there. It's 55-32. There's a foul. Josh Nunn leaning on Flynn the whole way. Josh Nunn will get called with the foul, his first. 6th team foul on CBC, and Lafayette's already in the bonus with 7:04 to play in this one. Brubaker will inbound. Looking. Finally gets it out to Flynn. 5 seconds. Good defense by CBC. Lafayette's head coach said he was calling for a timeout, and the referee didn't hear him. Lafayette's head coach not happy. Orff inbounds to Nunn. CBC leads 55-32, and if they continue here, they'll play on Saturday. In the quarterfinals, Orff with the spin move. He's fouled on his way to the basket. Orff will go to the free throw line. Harstick called with the foul, his third. And Sam Orff to the free throw line for the first time here tonight. Orff, on the night, he has 5 points. First free throw up and good. 5 of 7 from the line are the Cadets here this evening. We're live at St. Charles West High School on the Cadet Student Network. Sectional play, CBC versus Lafayette. Orff drills the second. 57-32. You're watching on the Cadet Student Network. My name's Randy Molman. And if CBC holds on here, they'll play the winner of Webster Groves and Battle on Saturday, 1 p.m. at Lindenwood. Flynn hands it to Brubaker. Brubaker to Flynn. Drives down the lane with the left hand. No good. Good defense there from Schumpert. Altered his shot. Orff into the front court. Now looking to pass. Pulls up. Hands it to Catchings. Catchings traveled. Dragged that foot before he got the ball down. 6:28 to play here in this one. 57-32 CBC. And at halftime, the score was 24-23. It was hard to envision that either team was going to open such a big lead here in the second half. That's off Messer's feet, goes out of bounds. Good defense from Cale Catchings. Number 24 batted it away from number 24. 6:27 to play. Nunn inbounds, hands it to Orff, and back to Nunn. CBC will bring it up now versus the Lancers. 57-32, Cadets lead. Orff from 3. Strong. Schumpert tried to get the rebound, couldn't get over Harstick. He grabbed it. Here comes Lafayette the other way. Pennington to Messer from the corner. That shot is short. Schumpert grabs the rebound. Here comes Sam Orff into the front court. To the corner. Josh Nunn on the baseline. Now he's going to pull up for the 3, and it's no good, but there's Cale Catchings. Puts it back for the Cadets. Brubaker into the front court for the Lancers to Messer. Messer has hit 4 threes tonight. Messer to Flynn. Flynn wears number 23 on that white jersey for Lafayette. Flynn dribbles with the right hand, now with the left. Dribbles between his legs. Tries to beat Brazil. Gets it back over to Brubaker down on the corner. Brubaker in the corner. Dribbles into the paint. Kicks it over to the opposite side. Messer for 3. Hits another. That's the 5th three-point basket for Jake Messer here this evening. Schumpert on the baseline. Reversal, no good. Brubaker grabs the rebound. Gets it to Messer ahead into the front court. To Pennington on the baseline. He'll pull it back out. Messer fires up another 3. That one's short. And a one-handed rebound from Schumpert. Lafayette trying to bury as many threes as they can to get themselves back in this game. We're approaching 5 minutes remaining. Orff crosses the timeline now. We are at 5 minutes. 59-35 the score. CBC leads. Brazil's going to fire up a 3, and he buries it. Lawrence Brazil's first basket of the night for the Cadets. And it's a 62-35 lead. Ball goes out of bounds. We're going to get some substitutions. Here comes Ari Jackson checking in for the first time. Davion Bradford also returns for CBC. He got a couple of minutes early in the first half. This is Flynn inbounding. Lafayette down 62-35. CBC up by 27. Flynn drives down the lane. Brazil's going to get called with the bump. That's his third. So to the line, shooting 1-1 now for Lafayette is number 23, Adam Flynn. Flynn with 8 points. He's been held scoreless here in the second half. Flynn came in averaging 15.1 per game. The leading scorer for Lafayette tonight is Jake Messer. He has 15 on 5 3-point baskets. Down low to Bradford. Bradford back out to Brazil. He's going to fire up another 3, and he buries it. Lawrence Brazil, who played 0 minutes versus DeSmet, has made his presence felt here tonight against Lafayette. Brubaker into the front court now. Tries to get it over, hands it to Flynn. Flynn down the lane, tries to get around Bradford. Scoop shot is good. Nice basket there from Adam Flynn. Brazil now from about 18. He buries that, and Lawrence Brazil is hot. Brazil has scored CBC's last 8 points. This is Harstick. He misses, and Brazil grabs a rebound. He's doing everything right now. Brazil into the front court. Down the lane, now pulls up, and he gets another. Lawrence Brazil putting on a show for CBC, a 30-point lead. Brazil has scored the last 10 Cadet points. Wow. 3:41 to play here in the fourth quarter. It's now a 32-point advantage for CBC, and I can't stress enough, the halftime score was 24-23. What a barrage here in the second half from CBC. Lawrence Brazil scored the last 10 points for the Cadets. Schumpert has 8. Cale Catchings has 17. 6 from Josh Wallace. Check that, 7. Sam Orff with 7. Caleb Love went on a streak where he scored 8 consecutive points for the Cadets. He has 12. It's come from everywhere. Double digits for Brazil, Love, Catchings, and a couple others knocking on the doorstep. Excuse me. CBC with a 32-point lead. Ari Jackson is checked in. It's Jackson, Brazil, Often Brink, Caleb Love, and Davion Bradford in the game for the Cadets. For Lafayette, it's Messer, Flynn, Brubaker, Pennington, and Boyd. Flynn will inbound. He gets it into Brubaker. Brubaker tries to break the press, stops, hands it back to Flynn. Flynn being guarded by Lawrence Brazil. Flynn to Brubaker. Brubaker now to the corner. That's Pennington. Pennington from the right wing almost had it swatted away. Hands it back to Flynn. Flynn drives, kicks across the court to Boyd for 3, and he drills it. Brendan Boyd's second 3-point basket of the night. He has 6. 69-40. CBC leads with 3:10 and counting in this one. Often Brink gets it to Brazil. Brazil to Caleb Love. Love now dribbles into the paint with the left hand. There's the floater with the right, no good. Bradford grabs the rebound but can't get the shot to fall. And that foul is called on Lafayette. Bradford will go to the free throw line. Third foul called on Brubaker. Bradford will shoot free throws. The big freshman. His first shot is up and strong. Bradford 6'11". That's what he's listed at. 6'11", 15-year-old. That's right. He's a freshman. Be a lot of work in the offseason that he'll do to get better and better playing the post at this level. Dorsey will return. Bradford will have a seat. Brazil also has a seat. Checking in number 33, Nick Cybers. Cybers' first action here tonight for CBC. Also checking in, Jackson Andrews for the first time. That means every CBC player on the roster has seen the floor in this one. There's a CBC foul called on Ari Jackson. His first personal. To the line shooting is Brubaker. Brubaker tonight has 4 points. He's 1 for 2 from the free throw line. First free throw up and good. His lone basket tonight was a three-point basket back in the first quarter. 70-41, CBC leads. 2:23 left. Second shot, up and good. Brubaker now 3 for 4 from the line. Wholesale changes for Lafayette entering the game, and the Lafayette faithful give the seniors a nice round of applause. That's Pennington, Flynn, Brubaker, and Messer. That's a good group of seniors right there for the Lafayette Lancers, and they get a nice round of applause. Also checking out is junior Brendan Boyd. Boyd will be back next year. Jackson Andrews into the front court for CBC. Gets it over to Darius Dorsey. Dorsey looking for Ari Jackson coming across. He goes back out. There's Oftenbrink. Oftenbrink has it stolen. Here comes Lafayette the other way. All the way to the basket with the right hand is Andre Roberts, who just checked in, and he gets 2 points there. Roberts, the junior guard, 6'1". Andrews, a deep three from the right wing. Too strong. Oftenbrink almost got called with the foul, but there's Darius Dorsey with the left-hand putback for the Cadets. Griffey off the glass and good. Trey Griffey will go to the free throw line, and he's fouled by Ari Jackson, his second. 72-46 the score. Griffey goes to the line to try to complete the three-point play. He does not. No good. CBC now. Under 1:30 to play in this one. Cybers had it stolen. Back the other way for Lafayette for an easy basket. Jack Schmidt, number 4. Schmidt, the sophomore 6'1" guard, lays it up and in. 72-48. Approaching a minute to play in this one. The CBC Cadets. Dorsey with the left-hand floater. Boy, he's been impressive. 6 points tonight. The CBC Cadets will go on to play the winner of Webster Groves versus Battle at Lindenwood University on Saturday at 1 o'clock. There's a steal by Andrews. Andrews! Jackson Andrews with the fake behind the back pass. Lays it up and in. 76-48. Under 50 seconds to play. Into the front court for Lafayette. That ball is stolen by Cybers to Andrews again. Andrews down low. Davis Oftenbrink for 2. And a timeout called for a substitution. Lafayette will get some players into the game. 37.0 seconds remaining. 78-48 CBC. Wow. A 1-point lead, a 29-point deficit in the second half for the Cadets. Impressive second half, about as good as you can play for the CBC Cadets here tonight. And if they end up playing Webster Groves on Saturday, they'll need every bit of that play. There's a long three, banked in by Brad Cox. I don't think he called it. The senior banks in a long three, 78-51, a round of applause. A good cheer from the Lafayette faithful on that one. Dorsey's going to sit on it for CBC as the Cadets will run the clock down. They are going on to the quarterfinals. The CBC Cadets, 78. The Lafayette Lancers, 51. The Cadets win on the strength of Cale Catchings. 17 points, and then Caleb Love and Lawrence Brazil both went on runs. Sam Orff contributed 7 points. Josh Wallace with 7 points, and that was a fantastic game for the CBC Cadets, especially the second half, a 29-point deficit at 1 point. The final score from St. Charles West High School, the CBC Cadets 78, Lafayette 51. Don't forget, Saturday, 1 o'clock, at Lindenwood University, CBC takes on the winner of Webster Groves and Battle, who are playing right now. My name's Randy Molman. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast on the Cadet Student Network as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. The Tim Kylo broadcast booth back at 1 o'clock on Saturday at Lindenwood University. Until then, so long, everybody.